What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HBAR today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 20th day of May today. Here we are at about 19.3 cents, right? Moving down a little bit. The last time that we talked about HBAR, it was the 16th. What was my last message on HBAR? Let me see. It was ready to break out. End of month, what was it? End of month rally loading. Yes. That sounds about right because I think you are, relative to the 16th, you're basically at the same price area. I think you are ready to break out. And my assumption probably comes from the same assumptions that I'm drawing right now, the same assumptions I'm concluding here, which is that, you've got higher lows, you've got higher highs in this parallel trend on the daily RSI. You're at the base of this area. I wonder what's going to happen. You're probably going to move up, right? It's the end of the month. It's the end of May. We're going to get a nice little end of month rally going into June here. My expectation would be that just as you're forming higher lows, you too will form a higher high. And if you're forming a higher high, you're going to get deeper into the overbought zone than you've been probably since back here. The last time that you were in deep in the overbought zone, you were seeing movements like this, right? That's what was going on. You're about to kick that off here. So I think as exciting as it's been, right, a lot of cryptos have done this where they've broken out of their downtrends, but they haven't really had a breakout move. They're just kind of meandering. The follow-through move is about to happen. And I think it's going to happen this week. It's going to start this week. It's going to go into the end of the month and even leading into June. It'll be rather explosive. HBAR has been rather tame, very, very tame. You're essentially at the same price that you were back in March, right? For 2 months now, you've been at the same exact price. You're about to unleash the beast, man. It's about to get really, really hectic. And it could happen any day now. It could be by the end of today, 7 hours, 27 minutes left. You start to see some life. It could be tomorrow. It could be the next day. Who knows? But soon enough, I'd be surprised if it was the end of this week and we did not see some kind of breakout here, some endeavor that took us above 22 cents. We're at 19 cents now, right? Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, and just again the daily RSI where we are, it would make sense that any day now we start to bounce, we start to recover from here. 1 hour time frame here, the 1 hour RSI is neutral. Very, very neutral. You would expect that because the price is also very neutral. So yeah, not really bullish or bearish. I suppose it is bullishly inclined if we're being fair. Why? Because you have a downtrend here in the RSI that you've broken out of, right? Why? Because you're getting overbought in the RSI and you're not getting oversold. You're at least interacting with the overbought zone. You're not getting oversold, right? You're living above the 50 just as much, if not more, than you are below the 50. So I think overall it's neutral with a bullish incline, right? You're kind of really what you're doing is you just finished your bearish decline. You're figuring yourself out, and then you'll get ready for your bullish momentum here pretty soon. On the 1 hour time frame, this would agree that any day now, because it's a 1 hour time frame, 1 day is 24 candles. So 2 days, 3 days, 2 day, who knows how long it is, but soon enough you'll be showing some more predominant readings that allow you to move up higher. That's my expectation. You can even see it here in the price. You're kind of rolling over, right? If you were doing this kind of stuff right now, but we were up here and we were rolling over like this, I would think you're about to drop. So we're about to rip. You know what I mean? That's what I think is about to happen. We look at the 4 hour time frame here. 4 hour RSI does look a little bit neutral as well. More bearishly leaning, but neutral, overbought, oversold, whatever. You broke out of your downtrend. Maybe there's more bullish inclinations than bearish, but it's neutral. The 4 hour really is truly neutral, so I'm not worried about that at all. I don't have any expectations here. I don't know what to call this bottom consolidation phase. Is it a diamond? Maybe it's a diamond bottom. We've been seeing a lot of diamond tops, so maybe it's a diamond bottom. Maybe it's just a form of a W. I don't know. It actually looks very similar. This consolidation phase looks very similar to this consolidation phase here, if I'm being fair. But I do think we move up higher. To look for price as far as like where to watch on price to know that we're moving up higher, I would say that once we see 4 hour closes, daily closes above about 20 cents, yeah, once we get above 20 cents, that's how you know it's time to go. That's how you know we're on our way higher, okay? 4 hour RSI looks good. Price action looks good too. Higher lows, higher highs. What comes after a higher low, right? Higher high. Higher high is what's going to come. So, and I would assume too, if you're looking at this on a 4 hour basis, I would assume that the average person might assume, let's see, hold on here. Let me get it right there. You went just above your, oh, that's not right. I was like, wow, that shifted a lot there. Why can't I get it right there? You went right to your 1886 there. A lot of cryptos have been showing significance on their 1886. High to low here, you went right to your golden ratio right there. Some people might assume that you do something like that, right? Taking it into the same context, maybe you go to your 1618, maybe you go to your 1886. If I can just get it right to that low, there we go. Maybe you would make a move up that goes somewhere to this area or this area here like we just did, right? And then form a higher high. Whoops. Let me delete this fib so it's easier to see. then you'd form a higher high in the succession of these highs here, something like that, right, intersecting with that. That's easy to deduce. And perhaps you do, HBAR. Perhaps you do move up to 26 to 28 cents. You stop at this area of resistance here, configure yourself some more, and then run. Maybe you keep running in this parallel channel. But my expectation is this next move up will break whatever trend you've got going on here. Will break the trend that you've started moving up with since you broke your downtrend here, right? I think the next move up is going to pick up the pace and you'll break out of this to the upside. I don't think you stop here, or if you do, you're not going to stop here in the same way that you stopped here, right? Where you move down and consolidated, where you move down and consolidated. If you stop here, it's going to be like a sideways consolidation that inevitably leads to a breakout, a very bullish breakout to higher prices. So I would expect that here, while you are in a kind of parallel channel upwards, I would expect you break out of this with this next move. And if you don't break out of it immediately, you'll consolidate and then break out of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming. It's coming. And when you break out of an upward sloping trend to the upside, that really sets you up for some bullish price action, man. Got a bullish flag here from a low. If I can get it at the low. That was kind of at the low. We'll take it. Low to high here. Put it at the base of this flag. The measure move would take you all the way up to about $1.16. You're at 19 cents now. I don't believe that HBAR stops at $1.16. I actually think that you go to higher prices than that even, but we'll see. You know, time will tell. High here from, what is that, January 16th, from J16th there. High to low. Come on now. Come on, man. I need to scope in a little bit because this high to low dance that I'm doing here is not fun. Let's scope in a little, make this easier. Yeah. Put it at the high there, January 17th. Low there, high to low. The expectation, right, is to go up here to your measure move at $1.20, $1.16. And that might happen. You know, you've got your 1886200 area. That is where a lot of cryptos are going, but I would anticipate you go higher to the next level. The 2272 here is at $1.76, and with the 2272, you oftentimes don't stop right at it. You oftentimes go just through it. So something around $2, but just below $2 is what I'm expecting for HBAR. However, it is important to note there are a lot of cryptos that have been showing significance at their 188.6 to 200 lately. There's a lot of cryptos with this target in mind. So this is one of those sombering videos where I actually, most of the time I maintain my bullishness, and if anything, it actually gets more bullish. But this might be one of the few coins that I'm actually kind of lowering my price expectations for, right? I am expecting that we go just below $2, something above $1.70 to $2 in that range. But before, I had hoped that HBAR could go even higher than that, maybe up to 260, maybe up to 240, something like that, maybe even a little bit just above $2. But now I don't think that we'll break $2. I think at best we'll stop at like $1.90 or somewhere just below $2. It's very possible, and we should consider that HBAR could get a only measly little 5.7x move up to $1.12, or maybe it goes up to about $1.27, 28 cents, and you see about a 6.5x move. So even on the small end, you're still going to outperform the average altcoin, or at least perform on par. And if you do what I'm hoping you do, which is go just above $1.70 here, right below $2, you might see something on the lines of like a 9x overall. So that's my expectations for HBAR. If anything, we've shifted the scope down a little bit for where we could go by the end of June. These are targets by the end of June, early July, right? Not end of cycle. End of cycle, you have a lot higher prospects in mind. It wouldn't surprise me if HBAR was worth $10 by the end of the cycle, $8 by the end of the cycle, maybe even more. Who knows? Maybe we can figure that out. Actually, I think let's see, HBAR, yeah, probably right around $8 to $10 by the end of the cycle. Because I doubt you stop anywhere else. I doubt that you stop below $5. If you don't stop there, you're gonna go up to $8 to $10, man. Which will give you a multi-$100 billion market cap. I'm aware of that, but I think HBAR is deserving of that. But we'll see. Time will tell. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. So hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Looking at the weekly time frame here. Looks bullish. Looks like we're just getting set up, right? Bouncing in the same areas that we've bounced before, getting into the overbought zone. Once we get overbought, I mean, we got all these things that are about to happen. Daily's about to get overbought. 4 hours about to get some drives in the overbought zone. 1 hour is about to see some deeper drives that we haven't seen in a little while. That's not even the bullish thing, man. The bullish thing is when the weekly gets overbought. When that gets overbought, that'll probably be sometime in, like the beginning weeks of June before the halfway point, and then going into the end of June, early July, we'll have another like deep reading in the RSI here. The last time that we saw something like that, well, we did phenomenal. The time before that, we also did phenomenal. So I'm anticipating a move much like this move. It just might move a little bit slower overall going into the end of June, taking us up to prices that are around $1.20, if not $2. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.